Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Jake from today'siphone.com, and here's your TIP Daily for May 28th, 2013. Okay, so the biggest news today was Tim Cook's hour-and-a-half interview at the D11 conference this evening. He talked about a ton of things that everyone is clamoring to know more about, so let's run through some highlights. As far as wearable technology, Google Glass, and the iWatch goes, it seems like Tim Cook doesn't see Google Glass as a threat. He doesn't think it's going to be some sort of mainstream product. I'm inclined to agree. I mean, they're cool from a tech standpoint, but I can't see that many people opting to wear those things around every day. As far as the iWatch is concerned, he didn't say too much, but he did say that Apple was interested in wearable technology. It is definitely where the market is going. Tim Cook talked about how he wears a Nike Fuel Band and that he thinks that wearable technology is very, very interesting. And he said something about the wrist being more natural than glasses, so it definitely seems like wearable tech is on Apple's radar. As far as iPhones with bigger screens or a budget iPhone are concerned, it's basically everything we already know. As far as big screens go, Tim Cook basically said some people like big screens, but you have to look at the bigger picture where, you know, color quality, battery life, that sort of thing. And taking everything into consideration, Tim Cook thinks that right now, Apple's 4-inch Retina display is the best screen on the market. He says, you know, in a perfect world where there were no sacrifices for bigger screens, maybe it would be a different story, but currently it's not. Budget iPhones, Apple hasn't made one yet. It takes a lot to make sure everything from the hardware to the software and everything in between works perfectly the way that they want it to. And right now the company is focusing on that rather than making a cheap budget iPhone. At least that's what it sounded like to me. The topic of an Apple TV was also discussed. Tim Cook mentioned how the Apple TV set-top box has gained greatly in popularity in the past year or two. It went from a pet project selling a couple 100,000 devices a year to up to the millions per year. Specifically this year, they've sold a ton more than they ever have before. And Tim Cook said how, basically what we've heard before, he doesn't think anyone is really happy with the TV experience. It definitely hasn't been updated in the past 10 or 20 years. And Apple is very, very interested in that experience, looking to make it as good as possible with the Apple TV set-top box now, and they are observing what customers want. He said there's a grand vision, and although there was nothing to announce at the time, the television market continues to be an area of great interest for the company. As far as iOS is concerned, he mentioned that Johnny Ive really had a huge hand in iOS 7. When asked if iOS 7 was a dramatic update, Tim Cook just said he'll let us be the judge of it. But he did say that the changes in the Apple sort of infrastructure where Scott Forstall is gone, Johnny Ive is in, and different people are managing different things. He says it's working a lot better. There's a lot more cooperation and collaboration between departments, and I'm really, really excited to see what Johnny Ive and the rest of the Apple team has in store for iOS 7. Well, those are all the highlights from the interview for me. If you're interested, you can check out Kyle's full, incredibly comprehensive post with videos, quotes, and his own writing down in the description below. Now, Tim Cook also mentioned something about Apple possibly being more open in the future with APIs as far as the keyboard and other aspects of iOS are concerned. And that's very, very surprising just because Apple's been so sort of closed off, and you know, it's a closed operating system kind of thing. So to hear that Apple will be more open with APIs or anything in the future is definitely surprising. And I think that's probably the most surprising part for me of the event. Of what I've said and of what you've read in other places, what is the most surprising thing that Tim Cook said in your opinion? You can let me know in the comments section down below or on Twitter at TIP_Jake. And as always, for more news, views, and reviews, please don't forget to check out today'siphone.com.